Hello, my little nibs. Tom and I are here today to tell you a story.
It was a terrible event.
The story of Le Parc.
I have bad memories of it still to this day, Sonny.
So Tom is going to start us off.
All right.
He's a good storyteller.
The intro part. So one day, me and Joe were like, hey, let's go to the park with masks on. It'll be fun and stuff. So we did it. But little did we know what would happen. We got there. Piper Harold dropped us off and stuff. And he's like, I'll be back 15 minutes to pick you up. And we're like, okay.
So we brought masks. Tom was wearing a horse mask, like the ones you see on the internet. And I was wearing a werewolf mask. And we brought water guns as well, because we were going to, scare the little children at the park. Because we thought they'd be normal children and be scared of people in masks with guns.
Yeah. So it was
But
yeah.
we were wrong.
Here's the cliffhanger.
We arrive at the
That
park.
doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Harold drops us off and drives away. We're all alone.
Into the sunset. So we were having a water gun fight. We're like, pew, pew, pew.
We had a water gun fight with each other.
First. That's what I remember.
That's besides the point. Then we went into the main park area where all the other little kiddies were. And they were playing on the park. And we went to the teeter-totter with our masks.
Yeah.
And we weren't saying a word the entire time. We were
Really?
just teeter-tottering. And they're like, oh, there's freaks with the masks on. And we did the Illuminati sign to them. Like the triangle with your hand.
I don't know. Yeah.
And they were like, oh, that's the sign for the Illuminati. And then, so they were all scared from us at first. Then, there was a sudden change in events.
Yeah. We went on to the, what's it called? The slide. The slide. We were just on the slide. And all these kids just start walking up. And we're like, what? So we slide down. And there are a few down there. And they gather in.
They're gathering around us, trying to rip our masks off. So, and there's a fence all the way around the park, so there's no way out. Except for one door, but they were blocking it. So we hop up on this bench. We have to vault over the fence to get out of the park while they're trying to tear our masks off. And we were like, oh God, Tom, we gotta run. So we had to run down the sidewalk. Or I think we went to the gazebo first. And they started coming after us. So we ran. And this one fat girl with a shirt that said, keep calm and swag on. She comes after us. She's chasing us down the sidewalk, and we get to a certain point, and she's like, I don't care if you shoot me with your water gun, because it's raining, and it was sprinkling, one droplet per minute, and I splash her in the face with it, and she just turns around and walks away.
Just volley fire. We're all get our gun, we're aim for the head, mate.
Yeah. Just drench that
Hold
little
your
girl.
fire to see the whites of their eyes.
She walked away, and others were stalking us, and then they got mounted units.
They got on their bikes.
They got on
They're
bikes,
their little
and they were
huffy
chasing.
bikes,
Fast. So we had to run to the back alleys and
we're hopping over fences, running in through lawns.
like we were black or something.
We were looking. There's a fence, and then there's a highway, and we were we ran up that street, and we're what?
It was a dead end. We're
There's
like, oh
no
no.
way. When we see them, we
look back, we can see them looking around for us, and so we ran through this little dirt path and woods.
in the woods.
And we found this little gross pond, and we filled up our water guns, and
Yeah, we were mooring it. And then,
then we had to cut through a truck yard to try and get back to Harold.
Well, first we were in the bushes,
yeah,
watching.
we were in the bushes.
Yeah.
We went to the bushes and we were just watching them, and they had a whole patrol set up around.
They had
the
a
park
bunch of
looking for
people
us.
riding around on their bikes, and some people guarding the park. There was one guy on the highest point of the park, which was a slide, and he was just up there. He was
Looking
fat
around.
and stuff.
So we ran from those bushes. We went back into a truck yard, and we went behind all the trucks on this little patch of grass and a fence in between us and the truck yard. And there was so much poop! Everywhere I stepped, there was just poop! Poop, poop, poop! And it was only 3 feet wide to walk in. You couldn't go anywhere else, because there's a giant fence on one side, and a truck yard we weren't allowed
I don't
on
even
the
know
other.
how the poop got there.
There was just so much poop. Who brings their dog back there?
Listen, the truckers,
That's not even...
did the truckers just decide one day, I need to use the bathroom instead of using the restroom?
Yeah, there's
I'm
a
gonna
truck
just go
stop.
in the back
There's a
of
truck stop.
I'm gonna
15
just go behind
yards.
my truck.
Oh, so we get to the end of this poop hallway, and there's a little green stand that says, "Please clean up after your pet." I had little bags that dispensed out of it. I'm like, really? Really? So, then we continued on our journey after we got to the poop way, and we saw Harold. Harold's car was there. I'm like, oh god.
We were like 2 blocks away from him.
2 blocks. So, we're like, we gotta make a run for it. We gotta get to his car. So we start running, and we're like, oh, run! And we can barely see it, because Tom only has the holes of the nostrils in the horse to see through, so he can't see at all. And
my thing's like swinging in front of my face.
Yeah, the thing's made of rubber, so it's just swinging in front of his face, and he can't see. And then one kid on a bike, he starts coming after us. He's like, get the horse! And Tom's like, ah! So I get to the car a lot before him, because he can't see, and he's just running in circles. And I open the door in the back seat, and I'm just like, Tom, go to the front once he gets to me. And he's like, no, no! And then he jumped over me into the car, and I slammed the door. And then we drove away. We drove around.
We drove around.
And by the time we got back, we took off our masks and hung out the window, and these kids like pointed at the car.
Like,
and we're like, ah! Come get us! And then we went home.
The kids were like pointing, like, oh, damn.
So, thank you for listening to the story of the park.
It was terrible.
So make sure you subscribe, or I'll kill you!